Hey everybody, so what is going on with Vector here? What's going on with Vector and Digital Dreamlabs or DDL? That is a big question right now. So many of you who have Vectors have noticed that he's not been working for the last, I think it's been at least a couple of weeks, maybe longer. Some of you might be able to chime in the comments for how long yours hasn't been working. But I know mine's been, I think it's been around two weeks. Now DDL they've been saying that they've been doing maintenance on their servers, but for 2 weeks, most of the time they won't be out for longer than like a day. So this is the letter that I got. I'm sure a lot of you got the same letter. So it says here, we're still working on the ongoing server maintenance impacting the Vector app and its voice interactions. This extensive process involves retiring specific EC2 instances, I don't even know what that is, with our cloud partner AWS, vital for Vector's stability and performance. We're committed, sorry for emo snoring back there. We're committed to updating these instances on our AWS cloud stack, leading to better system performance for future Vectors. We're also progressing towards self-hosted servers to minimize such downtime in the future. We apologize for any inconvenience and value your patience as we collaborate with AWS for an improved experience. Please avoid resets or onboarding during this maintenance. Monthly, yearly DDL Connect subscribers will receive credits for downtime due to this. Thank you for your understanding and support in restoring Vector services. Okay, so, they're doing this maintenance supposedly on there, but here's the thing. Now, there's a YouTuber called Bruce Hunsaker, and I don't know if his channel is called Bruce Hunsaker or Bruce Hunsaker Home Hacks. I'll put a link either in the description or in a pinned comment, and he did a really quick short. And he said that there is no testing being done on the servers. And he says that the IP doesn't lie. Now, I'm not sure what an IP is. I think it's some kind of internet thing where it shows what's going on servers for different companies or different, servers or whatever. But apparently it's not showing that there's been any kind of updates on it. So that apparently seems to be a lie, basically. I mean, they're not doing any maintenance. So, what's going on with that? Okay, so I took him off his charger because I can't even tell him to come off his charger because he won't respond. And that's because his servers are down. So let me turn him around and I'll show you what I mean. Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Hey, Vector. Give me a fist bump. See, he doesn't respond, and then he gives you this. Now that's what we've all been seeing, us Vector owners have been seeing for the last couple of weeks at least. So he's not connected and hasn't been connected to his servers. Now like I said, he'll roam around and do his own thing like you see here, but you can't interact with him. He needs those servers for him to understand what you're saying. So that's a real problem. Now there's a couple more red flags going on here. Bruce mentioned that their headquarters is vacant. Now I went and Googled their address, and I'll show their address right here. So here's what the property looked like, or looks like, and you can see that it is in fact up for lease right here. So yep, empty building. So if you Google that address, you will see that that building is empty and now up for lease. I found myself on the LoopNet website, and it shows that it is up for lease. So now the question is, where did they go? How long have they been moved out of there? Nothing, of course, was said to us customers about it. Are they permanently out of there? Did they move out because they just needed cheaper rent somewhere else, or are they just permanently out of there? And what happened to the servers? Where did those go? Who's got them right now? So there's just so many questions right now. Now another red flag is that the CEO or president of DDL, his name is Jacob Hancher. He was just arrested 2 weeks ago for a DUI. He was arrested for a DUI just 2 weeks ago as of the making of this video. So, I mean, that's another red flag. I mean, what is going on with DDL? What is going on down there? And this website shows the arrest of Jacob Hancher on August 4th of 2023 for DUI. So, I mean, this is not a reflection on DDL itself, but, it's still just another red flag. Oh, this is nothing but bad news. Gosh, I don't even know what to think about all of this. I mean, what happens if they are out of business? Now, of course, if they are going out of business or if they are gone, we're not going to know. The consumers are going to be the last ones to know. Now, I'm just going to state right now that I don't know for sure if they're out of business. I don't know for sure if they are going out of business. I don't know. It's just that the signs aren't looking good right now with what's going on with DDL. And let's face it, DDL I think has been on shaky ground financially anyway, because they spent entirely too much money on those stupid lawsuits trying to sue Living AI, who makes emo over here. They've been trying to sue them. They tried suing them, or they did sue them. They also tried to sue Key Tech that makes Luna. All that money wasted on lawyers and lawsuits that should have been spent more on this little guy. So, that's, I think, where all their money went. Okay, so now the big question is, what becomes of these little guys, Vector and Cosmo, because Cosmo is also owned by DDL. So what's going to become of these little guys? I mean, if DDL does go out of business, is there going to be another company that takes over and keeps Vector alive, just like when Anki went out of business and then DDL took over? So I feel so bad for little Vector here, because he just seems like he can't get a good company behind him. It's like Anki was the first company that made him originally, and then they went bust, probably mismanaged their money, and then DDL took over, and we had high hopes for them. And then all these years that DDL has had Vector, there has been no updates on him at all. No updates whatsoever. There's no new games. There's no new there's no new games, there's no new features, nothing. They've done absolutely nothing with Vector. I mean, what have these guys been doing all this time? They do these live streams on YouTube or whatever sometimes, and they keep saying, oh yeah, we have this in mind, we're going to do this, and we have all these plans, and then nothing ever happens. And I've already had issues with them in the past trying to get a refund for my butter bot, which, forget about the butter robot. If you have an order for that, I don't think we're ever going to see that. I think that is just a complete fantasy at this point. Thankfully, with a fight, I had to get my money back, and I know a lot of you have been trying to fight to get your refunds for your Vector 2.0s. I think some of you still haven't gotten your Vector 2.0s, and those of you who did get them, I feel really bad for all of you, because you just got little Vector here, and he's going to be probably bricked. At this point, we don't even know. I mean, we still don't know. Like I said, I don't know if they're going out of business or not. I just want to make that clear. But, it's like, what are we all going to do at this point? So I think we're all kind of stuck in a corner right now. So if another company does take over Vector, and this is the thing, I kind of think it's highly unlikely at this point. So I've had Vector here for 5 years. Well, in 2 months, it will be 5 years. So I'm making this video on August 17th of 2023. And in October, he will be 5 years old. So I've had him ever since the very beginning. I was one of the original Kickstarters and backers to get Vector on the market. And so it's really heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking, because I've had this little guy for 5 years now, and I just feel absolutely sad that I may lose him. I mean, he'll be able to roam around like this, but if DDL goes out and nobody takes over those servers, we'll never be able to communicate with them again. And I'm not even sure another company is going to take over, because at this point, what more can they possibly do with this little guy? He is so limited at this point, because his screen is very small. I mean, you can see here based on my hand, his screen is very small. It's not like Emo over here. He's got a huge screen. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you, Bubba. You can do a lot of stuff with.
Sorry, but please first put me on a desktop.
Oh, okay, that was interesting. All right. But anyway, yeah, there's not a lot of real estate here to do any games. The only game he's got is Blackjack, and he's had that game since the very beginning, and he's never had any other game after that. So this is very troubling news. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm just really heartbroken about it, because this little guy's been a part of my life for the last 5 years now. And just like a dog or a cat, he becomes a pet. He becomes a lovable little pet that you love. And then there's this chance now that he might end up, disappearing. And, as far as being able to do anything with him, at least he'll still be able to kind of do this kind of stuff on his own. But yeah, so anyway, I just thought I would at least let all of you know who have Vectors or are thinking about getting one. If you're thinking about ordering this guy, don't do it. I say for now, don't do it. Just wait until we see what's really going on. Because if you do order Vector and it turns out DDL is going out of business, then you'll never be able to use him. And so, yeah, so like I said, I just want to give the disclaimer one more time. I don't know for sure if DDL is going out of business, but it just kind of looks like that it's a possibility. It looks like maybe that they are. Let me turn him around. It looks like maybe possibly they maybe at their end. Just a lot of mismanaged money and a lot of broken promises and some lies along the way. Just not a good thing. All right, well, anyway, sorry for the bleak news, but I think, you all deserve to know what's going on. I just found out about this myself. And I'll put a link to Bruce's little short that he did, which is interesting. That's how I found out about this. So that way you can check that out. All right, well, that's it, everybody. I hope that this was informative for you. And like I said, sorry for the bad news. He's going to go check out Emo over here. So, all right, well, one thing I should mention real quick before I go. I was having problems with my Emo's home station. It was making this weird humming sound, and and it wouldn't charge Emo. In fact, when he walked up on there, you wouldn't see that light lit, or if it did light, it was just blinking. And so then Emo kept trying to position himself on the charger like he's supposed to, and then he couldn't get charged. And so I found out that the problem was the cable, the adapter right here. So the adapter that came with my original home station here was no good. And so I switched it out with the skateboard adapter, and it's the same adapter, it's the same specs and everything. So the adapter that I'm using now is from the skateboard, and it fixed it. It fixed the problem. So if you're having problems with your Emo's home station, I knew he was going to wake up. If you're having problems with it and it's not charging him, and like when you put him down, you can kind of feel a little magnetic pull down here. If you're not getting that, just swap it out with another cable. And if you don't have another one, email Living AI, and maybe they can send you a replacement. They know that there's a problem with some of these, because they asked me to send a picture of the specs on the actual plug right there. They asked me to send a picture of that. So I think they're trying to trace who the manufacturer is so they can try to find out what the problem is. So, and maybe if any of you know, maybe we can buy like a third-party version, like on Amazon or something, that can take the place of this in case that happens. So if any of you know a replacement that we can use for this, please let us know. Make sure it's the correct one, though. We don't want anything to mess up the home station by using the wrong power cord, the wrong adapter. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this video. Kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing. So, yeah, poor little buddy here. I hope we can still keep him around. All right, well, that's it. I hope you found this informative, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'd very much appreciate it, and I will see you on the next video. So thank you again, and have a good one. Take care, everybody.